Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, apologies that this isn't live, but we're coming to you nonetheless recorded here. It's round 5 of the 2014 World Sports Series Championship here at GPVWC. We're at the Red Bull Ring. We've just had qualifying. We've had our first pole position of the year, which has been... Well, no. Let's get my phrasing right there. We've had the first person who's taken more than one pole position this year now. Eric Strana on pole here at the Red Bull Ring for Ice Cold Racing. A sad story surrounding him coming into this round, actually. He forgot to use RF scan last time in the Canadian Sports Series. That means he didn't get a win last time out. That's gone to Sven de Vries in race 1. So that means that the championship is a bit messed up. Strana, who was up there, is now below the top 10 even. Ice Cold seem a bit out of it. Plenty to go on. Plenty to talk about. We're looking at the race now. My name's James Kirk. Alongside me is Ben Hackeson. And race 1 is going to be interesting because, Ben, I believe that we have a little bit of rain on circuit.
Yeah, just to spice things up more. We've got a very close field at the front. Not so much in qualifying, but in practice beforehand, there was 16 drivers within half a second.
Yeah, very, very close stuff. I remember the Austrian Sports Series from last year, actually. It was our first round of the year. And it was pretty exciting stuff. We had Oscar Hardwick, who was our eventual championship winner. Win race 1, and Alex Cooper, who was part of the Midnight outfit which won the team's championship, winning round 2. Oh, how things have changed. We'll go through the full team's standings midway through the broadcast after race 1, but anyway, let's go through the grid as it is. So it's Eric Strana on pole position. He's followed by Jesper Torborg for Smile, currently 3rd in the championship on the same points as 2nd above him, and he's got 27 kilos of weight ballast, so a great lap from Jesper there. Augustin Canapino for Enterprise GP starts P3 with Matt Richards, his best qualifying of the year in WSS, a great quality for him. P4 for Midnight. Ruud Hiesterbeek, who is 2nd in the championship, but has 36 kilograms of weight because he won a race earlier this year in Spain, starts P5 with Kevin Siggy at his home round, the Austrian. Starting P6 for Waters, was very impressive on debut last time in Canada. We then have Sven de Vries, who got his first win of the year, but only through default, P7 for Adonis Engineering. And then Rasmus Sarlo filling in for Matthew Allington / Harley Hamnet in the Enterprise GP car. We then have Boyd Bryson making his debut for Racing Team Stroton. P9 is the South African, and running at the top 10 is Ilya Bracalo, the Croatian driving for his own team Triple 20. Championship leader David Junt, who leads by 7 points and has 45 kilograms of weight, is P11, with Morten Bernerson, who's now taken over the car from Oskari Canton for a bit. And oh, hello. It appears we have a... Oh. This is unprecedented. We have a reset of some sort?
It looks like it, yeah. Complete reset. Back to warm-up. So why?
Okay, right, so let's just do a quick explanation. Because of the way the mod works, ladies and gentlemen, there's a flaw which means that the drivers can't change from dries to wet tyres during the race. Or even, I think, actually going from qualifying to the race itself, because you have to qualify on the tyres you'll start the race. We had a dry qualifying, and yeah, the rain meant that no one would be able to pit onto wet tyres, which would have been hilarious for us. It would have been great to see some driving skill out there to see who would survive the wetness, but to be honest, would it be a good competitive race? Probably not. It'd probably be a lottery, so we're going to have we're going to do a restart of the whole race. But anyway, that means that we actually have a chance to go through the driver's standings. So apologies for all the mixing and mashing and everything, ladies and gentlemen. So let's have a look at this now, Ben. So, as we say, leading the championship is David Junt on 88 points. He's only 7 points ahead of Ruud Hiesterbeek and Jesper Torborg, though. Now, those three have very much pulled away from the rest of the field and look like the three going for the championship. But it remains the case that it's still much, much closer than it was last year, with Oscar Hardwick continually pulling away from the rest of the field. In 4th, after his great win last time in Canada, is Mike Bell on 67 points. Behind him is Sven de Vries, who of course took his first win through default after Strana was pushed back 30 seconds for not running RF scan. He's on 62 points. We then have Fran Lopez on 59. He actually inherits a 10-place grid penalty for this round after causing a pile-up in race 2, I think, of Canada. Cameron Brewster's behind him on 58 points, but Brewster's not here today, moving into a new place, I believe, so his internet's not up to working order. Also not up to working order in terms of the internet is Harley Hamnet, who unfortunately retired from the Canadian Grand Prix. You might remember in the Hawkeye car. Those internet problems have persisted through to this week as well, and so that's why he's not in the Enterprise. Agustin Canapino is 2 points behind him on 48, and then Jordan Weeks, who didn't qualify actually, is on 45 points. In terms of the team's championship, Smile lead on 169, and then Adonis on 143, Ice Cold on 116, Torrent Motorsports on 100, Enterprise on 83, Mazurek on 70 points, ahead of Midnight also on 70 points because of Mike Bell's win last time out. Waters, after a fantastic Canada, are only 1 point behind those two, so very close battle in the midfield so far. We then have Cosmo on 63, though that position might take a bit of a hit without Brewster here. And Aurora, after a strong start to the year, fallen down to 10th now on 57 points.
Yeah, just one thing to pick up on this Drivers' Championship. Strana was going to be in 5th, but he's had about 30 points taken off him from the 2 penalties for not running RF scan, which is mandatory here. He's down, he's got 33 points now, he's 55 off the lead, but we've still got 600 points left to play for in the championship, so anyone is still really open. They can't really pick out a few championship contenders. It's just luck of the draw, who turns up, and what happens out on track.
You know, I do look to the Super Cup, which I also commentate on, and we talked about, or I think going into the European season there, we were talking about very much a four-way battle between De Vries, Muscat, Kantonen, and Pushka. And already, 2 or 3 races into that European season, we've lost Kantonen through real-life injury and Pushka through not actually turning up to Monaco, essentially. But you never know what can happen in the future. You never know whether someone's going to have a complete non-score, because, well, as you say, Strana, he was looking so good one moment, and then the next moment it's awful. And De Vries seemingly having a bad start to the season, but he's there in 5th. You know, he's not actually doing that badly. He may be, 26 points off the lead, but if Jonsson scores and De Vries wins a race, then he's instantly back in that fight.
Yeah. Championship lead is only on 88 points from, I think it's 200 that's been on offer, so
yeah,
it's not a very high scoring championship.
Very open championship, as we say.
Yeah, anyone that turns up now still's got a chance. Probably not after this round, but they can get up into the top 5. Again, with the teams one, it's a little bit more spread out. Smile Power have got a decent lead over the rest of the field, apart from Edenis Engineering. Ice Cold a 3rd, but again, they've taken a hit because Strana's points loss from last round in Canada.
To be fair as well, Ice Cold have got a pretty solid lineup, so I don't think they'd be in too much trouble throughout the year. Anyway, right, it is wet again. 14% wetness it is, according to Live Racers, so wet tyres are on, I would imagine. And let's go through the grid again. It's Eric Strana leading us off for Ice Cold Racing, the first man to get a second pole position this year. We then have Jesper Torborg, P2 in the championship. I remind you, he's on 27 kilograms of weight, an excellent lap for him. And then it's Agustin Canapino, P3 for Enterprise GP. Matt Richards with his best qualifying of the year, P4 for Midnight, with Ruud Hiesbeek, who's second in the championship on 36 kilograms of weight ballast. P5, Kevin Sigurd, his home track, is P6. Had a great debut ahead of Sven Vries, who inherited a win last time out in Canada. P7 for Adonis, and P5 in the championship, so therefore carrying 9 kilograms of weight. Rasmus Salo filling in for Matt Allington / Harley Hamnet at Enterprise, with Boyd Bryson making his debut for Racing Team Stroton here in P9, and Ilya Bracalo rounds out the top 10 for Triple 20. Championship leader David Junt has 45 kilograms of weight, and he is 11th for Smile Power, with Morten Berneson covering for the real-life injured Oskari Kansen for Drake. Now Pavel Loknovsky, P13 for Woods, followed by Bart the Boss, P14 for Triple 20. Lewis Redshaw is back in the Midnight car for this round alone, I think, with Mike Bell, who took that win last time out in Canada, P16. Victor Silva is P17 for Lusitania, usually one to get in amongst the reverse grid pole action. Paul Watkins is P18 for TWR, with Lewis Travis making his debut for Aurora in P19. Riku Sarpia is P20 for Mazurek, with Paul Joseph P21 for TWR. Menno Klont is P22 for Lusitania, with Dimitri Demulmeister making his debut for the Waters team, not Deltec. Alexander van der Welde is P24 for Cosmo, ahead of his teammate Joshua Anderson, who is P25. Remember, Cameron Brewster not here, our usual underdog, so he's going to take a hit in the championship. We now have the two TTFs of Quinton Plain and Tyrone Frith. Jordan Weeks didn't qualify, Ben Horrell didn't qualify, Simon Melhuish didn't qualify, William Tringus didn't qualify, and then we have our 2 grid penalty hitmen of Tommy Oyala in P32, and Fran Lopez in a brand new yellow livery to match his Spanish flag P33.
Yep. Any guesses who's going to win?
Hard to bet against Strana, I'd say.
I'm
Fastest
going for
man.
Tulberg, and I think Richards will lead the first lap.
That is a strong... That's a strong prediction.
Somebody's just come down the pits.
Who is that? Do we know?
I'll find it.
Tommy O.
Tommy
Okay, so
Oyala.
Tommy Oyala choosing to start from the pit lane. And actually, to be fair, last time I remember Sean Stroud for CSG having a lightning start from P4 as well in the race. So is history deemed to repeat itself? Let's find out, shall we? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and here at Austria, we're off and away. And it's a decent start by Strana, a decent start by Torborg as well. In fact, I think Torborg has got the better start. Indeed, he does lead in the race now. Canapino third and well clear of Matt Richards. I think Rude Easterby's had a decent start as well going into turn 1. Torborg holds on, and everyone going through there nicely, and no one going wide, which is good to see. I think one of the cars has gone off there in the background, but inside... who, sorry?
Biggie.
It was a Waters, right? I think it was Demumisa then. So up we go into turn 2. Strana and Torborg side by side. Watch out for Canapino on the inside as well. And Strana retakes the lead then. And Torborg, maybe his weight hampering him down a bit. So it's Canapino third. He's to be fifth. Good start from Sven de Vries into sixth. Rasmus Salo seventh. Good start from Bracalo. He's into eighth. Then Morten Bernersen into ninth. And oh, Davy John's retired. Wow, our championship leader has retired from the race on lap 1. And well, that is a huge start to this race. What happened to him?
Just looking now. I think it must be, yeah, it's disconnection, it looks like.
Oh,
he's just driving down the road and it looks like he's escaped the pits. I didn't even have any lag.
What a disaster
Strangle.
for David Junt, and that almost certainly means he's going to lose the lead of the championship after this race then. A DNF is almost like a death wish in this championship. If you lose it, then down the order you are going to fall. But nevertheless, coming through the penultimate corner now, it's actually a very similar situation to the Spanish Sports Series Race 1. Jesper Torborg and Augustin Canapino are in the top 3, but instead of Ruud Easterbeek, it
behind
is
De Vries
Eric
off Salo's
Strana.
round, Bracalo's round, big pile up.
Oh, big pile up. That was P713. Let's see what happened there. De Vries was ahead of Salo, and Salo tried to go up on the inside, and oh, it was Salo who went round. He crashed into De Vries. De Vries actually didn't come off too badly there. But a lot of people in grief there, and that sees Salo rejoin all the way down in P28. So a real shame for the Finn there. Coming back up to the front though, these three, Strana, Torborg and Canapino, all pretty close. And as I say, very reminiscent of the Spanish Sports Series. Strana in the place of Easterbeek here. But there were fireworks back in Spain, and I'm sure there'll be fireworks there. Oh, and Lewis Travis up to 6th? Goodness me.
Yep, Bell and
Great
Travis,
start.
2 that came out best out of that incident.
Bell in 8th.
Like Bell in a good
7th,
place in the championship, so...
Yeah, I see Lewis Redshaw's missing a front bumper as well, and Morten Bersen there looking at a top 8 of this race on pace alone.
In the pits. Okay, Travis is running a high wing setting because of the rain. Thanks to our cameraman for that,
Lewis McGlade, yeah. Usually our co-commentator and doing cameras for us today, which is very nice of him. And actually, look at Fran Lopez, started at the very back of the grid, just taking Victor Silva for P12 there. So Fran Lopez all the way from P33 is now into the points. A fantastic drive, and oh my word, almost up the inside of Bart de Vos as well. And almost losing out. Oh, is he going to take Bart de Vos? Bart de Vos went wide there, actually out of turn 7. But it looks like the Spaniard's going to have to... Oh, no, here comes Jordan Weeks! Look at Jordan Weeks here on the inside of this battle now, and into the penultimate corner we go. Jordan Weeks goes through, and Bart de Vos goes wide, and Fran Lopez up to... Wow. Fran Lopez up to 11th. Crazy, and up to the battle with the lead, sorry. Lots going on in the midfield, but the battle for the lead is still within 0.5 of a second. It's Eric Strana being Jesper Torborg, the Augustin Canapino, and as I say, I'm expecting fireworks from these three.
Looks like Jesper's got a higher wing setting than Eric. Eric looks good in the straight line, but Jesper's making up time in corners.
Would you say that the weight might be helping him there?
Possibly in the first and third sector, but definitely not in the second sector.
Well, what's happened to Mike Bell? Mike Bell's falling down the order here. Oh no, it's just a timing glitch. It's just a timing glitch, don't worry. We look to Eric Strana and Jesper Torborg though, and I'm wondering whether it's going to be a mistake that changes the position here. We saw Jesper Torborg get a really good getaway, and actually, he gets a great run out of turn 4 here, and takes the lead provisionally. Can he get Eric around the outside of turn 5, though? It's going to be ever so close, and they go side by side through that corner. Keep an eye on Augustin as well, going to be wanting to take any position. And wow, Jesper Torborg around the outside of turn 4 and 5. Takes the lead of this race, and the Dane, it's crazy to think, even though he's P3 in the championship, has not taken a win this season. He's taken a fastest lap, I believe. He's taken a pole position as well. Not taking a win. That's the only thing missing off his resume so far. Is this the time to do it?
It could be. Looks like his wing wasn't that bad in the middle sector. If he can go around the outside of Eric Strana into the 5th corner, I believe it is.
No, not at all. Great start for Torborg, and it looks like over the course of the 3rd sector and into turn 1, he's gained a bit though. Eric Strana.
Weeks in 16th.
Weeks who didn't qualify. It's a shame to see him tumbling, but I mean, it's strange, isn't it? We have almost the full first quarter of the season where we have no rain, and then suddenly we have 2 races in a row with rain, and it really has caught people unawares, actually, hasn't it? And yeah, you'll see the more experienced people
different compounds as well. The top 3 are on wets, and then Richards and De Vries are on dry compounds behind that, and then Bale, Travis, Lewis all on wet. But it doesn't seem to be too much difference in the tyres right now, but weather can change.
I'm wondering whether that's going to really harm them later on, though. Because
they're wet.
Oh, Lewis Travis has gone round. Lewis Travis has gone round into the wall, and he's going to fall out the point. Surely, here come the gaggle of cars behind him. Yeah, Lewis Travis out of the points, unfortunately, from a very credible P7. But yeah, Mr. Cameraman, Lewis McGlade, wants to point out very quickly that the wets, the tyre wear on the wets is actually really, really high, and even the guys on the wets here, they might have thought they've chosen the right compound here initially, but by the end of the race, it could be as slippery as the slicks. And actually, looking at my screen right now, it looks like the rain's easing off a bit as well, so it could come back to the people on the dry tyres.
Yep, Matt Richards leads in those on the dry. It's quite a short race though here at Austria, because there's a lot of long straights, which normally makes for a shorter race than usual.
Yeah, we're only on lap 5 of 15, and on 5 of 15, a third way through this race, Agustin Canapino has taken the fastest lap. And to give you a rough idea of how far ahead Agustin is of the rest of the field, so this trio, ahead of Matt Richards in 4th, almost 7 seconds over the 5 laps of racing so far. Truly incredible how these 3 have just been able to stream away. I think Sven de Vries actually in 5th as well will be really happy to be in 5th, because he's had a really mixed start to the season. Being caught by Mike Bell though. And Lewis Redshaw as well. Wow, Fran Lopez into P8.
He's on wet, sorry.
Fran Lopez has flown through the field. Just to give you an idea of how far he's flown, that's a delta of plus 24 places. That is a huge... I mean, we know we had that crash with Salo and De Vries and everyone, but he has really capitalised on it. And a great way to respond after a penalty from Canada. We also have Morten Verzonen in the top 10. So we've got 2 Danes in the top 10. That's quite rare for us. And then we've got Bart de Vos in 10th. Kevin Sigier's home race in 11th. And then we've got the huge gaggle of cars from P12 down to, well, it must be about P18 there. We've got Riccardo, Easterby, Bryson, Horrell in there in the points as well. Great stuff from the Welshman. Mel Hewish into 16th for MSF. We've got Jordan Weeks, Victor Silva, and Lewis Travis, who crashed just a couple of laps ago. Still there in P19. And remember, we've got race 2. That's going to be a top 15 to 20 reverse grid. And so Lewis Travis is actually looking pretty safe with Paul Joseph a few seconds behind in P20.
Yeah, Victor Silva in that position again.
Yeah,
ready for reverse grid.
He's had 2 reverse grid poles this season already. Odds on he's going to get a third.
A couple of top 5s as well.
Yeah. Looking at Easterbeek though. I mean, Easterbeek has really been bogged down here, whereas Torborg has been able to use his weight to go into the lead of the race.
Easterbeek's on the dry compound tyres.
Oh, and that might be why. Just a little bit less grip. And he's struggling here in P13. You know, needless to say, that might help him out in race 2, but not really the place you want to be, considering you're, second in the championship, and your rival, your direct rival, is in P1, and about to take the lead of this championship as well. Because remember, if History only scores P13 in this race, he's not even going to overtake Yunt, who's DNF'd out of this race.
Closing it up a bit more. Siggy, who spun on the first lap. DeVos is round 11.
Oh, DeVos.
Siggy, from spun on the first lap, is now back up into 10th.
Crazy, crazy times, isn't it? I love wet races. They're brilliant. Give us more. Give us more. Back up at the front. Lap 6 of 15 going on to lap 7 of 15, almost halfway through this race. Jesper Torborg still leads from Strana and Canapino, but look how that gap has not extended over 0.7 of a second all race. And I'm just one Canapino again, fastest lap of the race, and I just wonder whether the Argentine is going to try and bide his time here, as Torborg visibly taking turn 1 a bit slower. Canapino running out a tad wide.
Back of De Vries now. Wet v dry compound.
And
now.
yeah, actually, yeah, let's look at that then. P5 and P6.
And behind
Mike
them
Bell.
as well.
Mike Bell on Sven de Vries, and behind him Fran Lopez taking Lewis Redshaw. So Fran Lopez up into P7, and Mike Bell through on Sven de Vries. And actually, I see Eric Strana going through on it. Jesper Torborg as well. Lap 7 is the lap of movement, so Strana retakes the lead. Mike Bell into P5, and Fran Lopez into P7. Though Lewis Redshaw is going to try and retake the Spaniard into turn 2. But no, Fran Lopez cuts across nicely, and so P7 for the Spaniard. And is he going to take Sven de Vries as well? Sven was pretty slow on exit there in the wet tyre compound. Really proving to be doing these cars good here. As into turn 4 we go, Fran Lopez dives up the inside. And that is, turn 3, apologies. And Fran Lopez into P6 from the rear of the grid.
Redshaw tries to get through as well, on wets.
He is through as well. And so Sven de Vries down to P8, and
they're all catching the back of Matt Richards now. He's about 3.5 seconds ahead of Bell, so in a few laps, it's about 1.8 seconds Richards is off the pace compared to the leaders per lap.
Could Mike Bell be genuinely staring at a P4 here? I think it's a bit far-fetched to say that he'll catch one of the top 3 unless they spin or something, but a P4 is definitely realistic for Mike Bell, and showing a real improvement in maturity and driving skill here is the Englishman, as always goes wide. Cares of the commentator, isn't it? But he's able to keep P4. That's how far ahead of his friends behind him he was. And
Lopez is really attacking this track, which is how you go quick, especially in that last sector.
You just need to throw your car around, don't you? Just hoping it'll stick to the corners, and sticking to the corners that ice-cold car is. As I see there's a bit of movement. Where's Ruud Heasterbeek gone? He's down to P14, so a bit of changing there. I see Jordan Weeks is into P11, Bracalo P12, Horrell P13, Ruud Heasterbeek P14, and Boyd Bryson P15.
Bernison for 9th.
No, Travis is P16 and Melchior is P17, but they're all very close behind each other. So
Bernison's doing a very good job in 9th on the dry compound. Just Siggy's gone past him now.
Yeah, so into P10.
He's 3rd out of the dry compound tyres.
Yeah, doing really well is Bernison, as Ruud Heasterbeek takes Eli Bracalo back for P13. But as you say, Bernison really good job from the day. He looked confident when he was in the reverse grid, actually, last time out in Canada. And like Mike Bell, he's showing a real good maturity. Sometimes you need a good result just to bolster your confidence. And P10 for the drag racing car, and considering the level of competition he is replacing here in Ascari Cantonen, I mean, that's a really awesome job from the Dane. Deserves a good shout out. Meanwhile, though, Bracalo and Heasterbeek behind are still at it in P13 and P14.
The
and
battle just behind that three-way battle has been pretty good. I've been watching that.
Yeah, for Boyd Bryson.
He's been very quick. I think it was quickest in official free practice. It's down in 15th place. Looking for better than that, but it could be a good shout for race 2 at this moment.
Yeah.
There's still a long way to go.
Very wide there, and Lewis Travis, is he through on Boyd? Oh, they're side by side through the final corner. Oh! Boyd goes out wide, and Bryson, South African.
Both,
yeah, down to P17 he goes. Plenty of space behind him to Victor Silva, though. And Travis and Melhuish continue on their battle for the final point. Back up at the lead, though. It's lap 9 of 15, and look at them. They're still all in a little trio, these three. Strana, Torborg and Canapino. Torborg's starting to fall away, though. Strana retook the lead a couple of laps ago. And you can see just how close to the back of Torborg Canapino is now getting. Is the weights finally starting to affect these tyres. We know they wear quicker than usual wet tyres, and so surely that 27 kilograms of weight ballast is going to be having an effect on him.
Yeah, I don't think it will be helping him. He's already, and he's not too far off the back of Eric. That could just be one mistake. We'll see if he catches back up. By the looks of things, he is catching him up. But the slipstream's quite a big thing on this track with the many straights. Why we're seeing lots of groups of people, drivers.
I'm also having a look on this gap between Matt Richards and Mike Bell, and it is closing every single lap. The gap between those two now is 2.5 seconds. Let's see what it is when they cross the line. Actually, that's going to be the most recent update. 2.2 seconds. So it's going not as quickly as before, but it is certainly going down nevertheless. And Richards now 13.6 seconds off the lead as well. So just a testament to. Oh, and hello, what's happened to Torborg? Oh, what's happened to Torborg? Canapino's taking him into turn 2, and let's have a look at this move. I hope it was clean. Augustin was under a bit of pressure from last time, and yep, it was a lovely clean move. And so Augustin Canapino, the Argentine, up into P2. He's been taking fastest laps throughout this race, and I wonder whether he's just been saving himself for the main event. Now we're only 5 laps away from the end.
Yeah, we saw that last time out in Canada. It was Eric Strana in second place the whole race, and just overtook him on the last lap after saving his tyres well. We could be seeing the same here from Canapino.
He did win a race, did Canapino, in the Spanish Sports Series, race 1, but only at the cost of bumping Torborg out the way and causing a puncture, which meant that he received a penalty. As I say, a driver under close scrutiny is the Argentine, but hoping to redeem himself here, and I'm pretty sure a win would make his team manager very, very happy indeed as we head on to what will be lap 11 of 15. And oh, is this Canapino going to have a go now? Yes, he is. He's alongside Eric Strana. Here he goes on lap 11 of 15. Can Canapino take the lead on lap 11 here? He's into lead into turn 1, and he's done it. Augustin Canapino then, he's been 3rd place for the majority of this race, but has decided that now is his time to pounce. He takes the lead, and he's going to set about trying to leave Strana and Torborg for dust now.
Textbook move. Can't really say a lot more else than that. Up the inside, very clean. He's gone wide.
Oh. Can he recover it though?
Decent run out of the corner though, so he's like...
Strana's very close behind, isn't he? Let's have a look here. Canapino, is he going to be on the... He's going to be on the inside of Strana into turn 3 here. That's usually the preferable line. And oh, is Strana going to get... Is he going to try and get the cut back? He is, but Canapino's going to be on the inside then for turn 4. Though, actually, we saw Torborg take Strana around the outside of turn 5, didn't we? So it's not that it can't be done. Canapino holds on, though, and as good as this battle is, let's have a little look at what the situation is now back with Matt Richards in P4. The gap is now 1.6 seconds. But I think the problem that Mike Bell is now having is that Fran Lopez is catching up to the back of him. And so,
going into last...
yeah, so Mike Bell could be under a lot of pressure. And could actually save Richards in the end.
Possibly.
Oh. Okay, sorry. I think it's worth having a look at the lead again, isn't it? Because I mean, it is seriously close battling here, and Canapino by no means looking like he's going to shake off Strana or Torborg anytime soon. Into turn 1 we go. And Canapino holds on just about, but Strana, look at him. He is absolutely...
Bradshaw pits from 7th.
Oh, okay.
Not sure why, but...
Perhaps his tyres?
Lopez up the inside of Mike Bell now.
Either way, Redshaw's no doubt going to be out of the points then, so that means... Well, yeah, Lopez is through, isn't he? Yeah, Lopez...
So that hasn't saved Matt Richards. I think Lopez should go... Oh no, Bell's back up the inside, so they're still fighting.
Yeah, I think it was potentially an illegal overtake from Lopez because he ran wide off the track, didn't he?
That is true.
And oh, Bell up the inside, and he's got the position though. Lopez off the track again. He's going to have to be careful because...
Battle for the lead again, side by side, and Eric's got it.
Strana's through, yeah. And that would have been done down to turn 4.
It was on the exit of turn 4.
Yep, so he did the cutback. He was sizing up for that move the lap before, and he's been able to make it stick this time. So as I say, this battle is by no means over, is it? Eric certainly still has a bit left in the tank. And now they're going to be coming up to traffic, can you believe it? Joshua Anderson in the Cosmo. filling in for Cameron Brewster. And, well, it's anybody's guess who's going to win this race now. Canapino clearly not
Great
the
place to catch him as well.
slowest. Yeah. And keep an eye on Torborg as well. If Strana and Canapino have a coming together, then Torborg, the race win's going to be his almost automatically.
Yeah, but you could say that about any two of them.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Siggy has got past De Vries for now 7th, and Lopez has now gapped Mike Bell a bit, so he's now after Matt Richards 4th.
Also out of interest is Lewis Redshaw. He pitted, he rejoins in 18th, so he's still in with a chance of reverse grid pole.
Yeah, wet tyres, obvious, a wet track even, has spread out the field a lot more, so there is time to pit. And still not be at the back of the grid. Another thing I want to point out is Ben Horrell up in 11th place.
Battling with Lewis Travis. But the two of them both doing a good job.
I must say, I've been most impressed with these two actually. They've just been going about their job, and as I say, you would never expect Ben Horrell to be up in P11, no offence, and considering that he's new to the series, you would not expect Lewis Travis to be up in P12, no offence, but here they are doing perfectly competent jobs, and actually Drake looking like a pretty good round overall, P10 and P11, that's a decent haul.
Yeah, and all of them are pulling away from Rudy Speak in 14th, so...
Yeah, I'll poke the guy who's P2. Yeah. Simon Mulherish in P13 as well from the back of the grid. So
and
pretty
Siggy
good.
From the back after the first lap. Or...
I'm looking back up at the... Let's see, look at Richards. Richards seems...
Jesper's dropped off the back of the front two.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed 1.4 off the lead now, 1.3 behind Canapino, so the weight's clearly starting to have an effect now on lap 14 of 15, our penultimate lap. And it seems to me, at least, that the winner of this race is going to be between Eric Strana and Agustin Canapino. We've seen this situation before, and it didn't end well. And we can only hope that it will end well this time around. Eric Strana will be feeling hard done by that he lost his race win last time in Canada. It's really actually a chance for redemption for both these drivers. Eric in terms of, you know, saying sorry to the Ice Cold team for forgetting to use RF scan, and Agustin Canapino to show, look, I can be a good, clean driver, and, you know, I'm going to go about my business nicely now.
Yeah, Eric was just about, according to the stewards, Eric was just as bad as Augustin last round. It was the two of them that was... No? Yeah, they both got a penalty each.
Yes. Bad boys turn good.
Taken 13th. That's a three-way battle. Yep. He's just got past Malhuish. I think the dry tyres are coming back to the drivers now. Maybe the wets have degraded quite a lot, because Lopez is not really catching Richard still. It's still about a second.
Yeah, Richard's hanging on just about. I think you might be right on that one. As you say, it's something we've had to keep in mind. The higher tyre wear for the wet tyres than usual. And perhaps it is just starting to...
De Vries now. The 8th and 9th.
Crazy thing, Weeks didn't qualify as well. And he's just staring at a 8 for Torrent. Which would be a great result considering. And also, no Palm here today as well, which is a shame. And considering Canapino fastest lap again, though, this is the final lap as well. So Canapino, what is he going to do? Is he going to find some sort of room, or is he going to potentially cause another crash as Jordan Weeks is actually past Sven De Vries for P8 and P9, so the American Dutchman falls down to P9, but the battle we're interested in right now is about the lead. Here comes Canapino!
On wide.
He goes slightly deep though, and Eric Strana retakes the lead then. I think Torborg is out of this for the moment. And Canapino's going to have to try and find another place to overtake Strana. There's plenty of other places, we've seen it throughout this track. Into turn 3, 4. Around the outside of turn 5, plenty of places to try. Nothing doing.
Exit from both of them.
Yeah,
not sure he's lined up for turn 5. The last corner is the best opportunity now.
Is it really though? It's not exactly the easiest place to overtake, is it?
There's no easy places left.
So he's going to have to try the hard way as Canapino, or not try at all.
Or wait for a mistake.
Or wait for a mistake,
Braided
indeed.
Tires.
Decent exit out of turn 7 from both of them. So it's down to 2 last corners, and Canapino, I think, might have to settle for second here. Into turn 8 we go. Canapino, oh, he gets ever so close to the back of Strana and he goes wide. He did touch, no harm doing though, and it's all over for Canapino. Eric Strana.
Mike Bell's gone.
Oh gosh!
Not gone.
Either way, Strana wins. Strana wins. He takes the win, which was taken away from him in Canada. That's his second race win of the year as well, actually. So he becomes only the second person this year to take a double win. Canapino, P2. A great redemption drive for him there. Jesper Torborg, P3. With Matt Richards, an excellent P4. Great job on the dry tyres. Fran Lopez on the back of the grid, P5. Driver of the day for me, at least. Kevin Siggy, P6 at his home track. Decent effort from him there. Jordan Weeks on the back of the grid, P7. Great stuff from him there. So under Reese, P8. Mike Bell lost it somewhere. We have no idea why. P9. Morton Burnson, P10. Lewis Travis, P11. Rude Heespeak will come home P... Oh, Meluish! Oh, Meluish has gone wide, so Rude Heespeak will come home P12. Bryson will come home P13. Melhuish, can he get it going again? Here comes Lewis Renshaw. Oh, Lewis Renshaw's going to take it. Oh, the line! Oh, no!
That was close.
Oh, Lewis Renshaw takes P14 then. And Simon Melhuish takes the final point of the day. He also means... he also starts off our reverse grid pole people. Though he's probably going to start at the back anyway. So, it's your reverse grid pole people are Melhuish, DeVos, Silva again, Oyala from the back of the grid, Joseph, and Sarpia. And that was a crazy, crazy race.
Yeah, Ben Horrell has finished 24th, so something obviously happened to him.
Oh, yeah!
But a good race for the lead. Very entertaining. Do you like these wet races?
They're good, aren't they? We haven't had
it could
enough.
be even more fun in race 2.
Absolutely. So, Torborg takes the lead of the championship.
Yes.
So Mike Bell's tyres wore out, we're hearing, unfortunately, so... A shame for him there. Huh?
Unlike Mike Bell to complain about tyre wear. He's normally one of the better on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point, well made. Right then, so... Let's find out who's going to be on reverse grid pole. We've got Melhuish, DeBoss, Silva, Oyala, Joseph and Sarpia. Personally, I'm hoping for a Silva reverse grid pole, because then that would make it his third reverse grid pole of the year, which would be quite entertaining, considering that would be 3 out of 5. But anyway, let's find out. Reverse grid 15 to 20. Your reverse grid number is... As soon as... Wow, my game reloaded as soon as I was going to press generate. That's funny. Come on, laptop. Work it. Shush, Mr. Cameraman. Lewis, you may have been silenced, but you're still cheeky. So stop it, you. Wow. GG, laptop. It's going to wait until the thing's loaded. So, perhaps thoughts on your that first race then? Ben, who's your driver there? Personally, I think it's hard to beat Lopez.
There was a few good drivers. I think Siggy from spinning in the first lap. We don't know why he spun, but make it back up to 6th is a very good drive. Matt Richards as well on the dry compound tyres, staying 4th is good. The front three obviously did well. Trying to think of someone else. Furnison in 10th as well. I was impressed with him.
And perhaps Travis gained points on debut of pretty good effort there. Right. My internet is loaded again, so let's find out now who the reverse grid number is. It is... number 17.
That's Victor Silva.
I can't believe it. Wow, okay. So, let me just send this along to Chris William, who is RDing this event. Victor Silva must be the luckiest person in WSS when it comes to reverse grid poles.
Either that or he's paying you.
Either that or he's paying me. And if he is paying me, my payment certainly hasn't come through. Wow. That's hilarious. I wish I was making it up as well and that I was actually just choosing the numbers myself. I'm genuinely not. That was a genuine... Mr. McGlade, you're not getting a reverse grid pole anytime soon. Even if you pay me. But yes. But yes, that was I think Meluish is going to start from reverse grid anyway. Or going to start at the back anyway. And so that would move... I guess Bryson and Easterbeek into the best positions.
Yeah, I think Easterbeek should win this. In my opinion. I don't say David Jump, but he's right at the back, isn't he? De Vries could make it through. I can't remember, he finished about 8th, 7th or 8th. Again, we could see a surprise winner. It's wet again.
Yeah.
There could be a nice big crash, and somebody runs away with it.
I'm wondering whether we're going to have a restart as well. In case people... Actually, no, surely we won't have a restart because you're able... It's not Parc Ferme anymore.
Yeah, I think we should be fine.
Yeah. But would... I would ask this, but obviously we're going to have to wait until the race again to see whether it's wet or not. But would you really count one of the back markers, like... I mean, not that they're back markers, midfield runners, we should say, right, like Silva or De Vos. Would you really say they're in with a chance of winning? Because I think, I mean, you look at Fran Lopez, who came through from, what, 33rd to 5th? I mean, surely there's going to be no chance for them.
Well, you say that, but after one lap, there was about 5 seconds from the top 3 to Matt Richardson 4th, so... If they've got a big enough gap,
and they're consistent, like Mike Val was last time, then I can't see any reason why not. Bart De Vos is a good driver.
Yeah.
We've seen that in ITC. He's taken many race victories over the last 2 seasons, so not afraid.
That's very true. And actually, what would your thoughts be on David Junt here? Because he had a pretty terrible race 2 in Canada, it must be said. He got a podium race 1, and the reverse grid didn't fall favourably for him at all. Ended up non-scoring, but this time he's had DNF in race 1.
I
Usually,
think he might do well. He's very good in race craft, is David. We've seen that he does come through the field quite well. We'll see. He hasn't had any practice on the wet track recently if it's wet again, but that could play to his advantage if it's dry. He's more used to the dry track. So in the early stages he could be at an advantage, but again he could just get caught up in incidents. Team drivers come from the back in the last race and do well, so...
I'm thinking as well, actually, we saw how much Torborg fell off the back of the Canapino and Strana battle. Will we see that effect again this race? I'm looking at Canapino, and he might have actually done himself a favour by having 9 kilograms less than Strana, but the likes of Strana himself and Torborg, they're all going to be with that huge weight penalty again.
Yes, well, Jesper Torborg's one of the best drivers I know on tyres, and if his tyres wore off, then everyone else's will. Yeah, I don't think Strana's going to be in the shout of a top 5 today. I said that last time, but he almost did, so believe me on that.
Actually, Fran Lopez's weight, I forgot about that. Matt Richards is going to have 18 kilograms of weight to deal with. And I think that we're going to be getting rain again, potentially. That's what everyone's saying in the chat. So, gosh, 3 rain-hit races in a row. It's like the start of 2013 all over again. Do you think we're going to have people complaining?
No, it's a lot more fun in the wet, I find. Depends how good you are in the wet, to be honest.
Very
People
true.
are obviously very good in the wet. People like me can't drive at all in the rain, so...
Oh, don't bring yourself too down. You were fine. You overtook me in the wet.
I was on wet tyres.
Shush, Mr. Cameraman. I liked it better when Dave or Lewis were here. They were quiet. Oh, I love all of you anyway. And also, thank you to all of you who are watching in the future. It's a shame we couldn't bring this to you live, but yeah, we're doing our best to bring this out to you. We actually had a race last year which wasn't live. I think it was the British Sports Series, and most of you seem to take that well. So,
an interesting thing I've picked up on is Jesper Torborg's out there on dry compound tyres and 2 seconds off the pace of Rasmus Starlo.
That's a big difference, isn't it? But we were saying it's sort of superlative, isn't it? Because we say it's going to be better for the wet tyres at the beginning, but quite evidently, with the case of Lopez and Richards in 4th and 5th, those wet tyres do actually wear off pretty rapidly. And eventually, even though it's a long haul race for the guys in the dry tyres, by the end they're coming back actually and
I
fighting back
don't
at
think
the
the
people.
degradation was that bad. Jesper only finished a few seconds off the back. It's not going to be.
Yeah, no, but that was due to
race-changing.
weight. That was more due to weight
Yes.
than what compound he was on. Sorry, I'm having a drink. Is that bad? Cameraman complaining again. This won't go down well on your review rating.
Turn him off Whisper. Be more.
Yeah, turn him off Whisper. That's a great idea. But anyway. Fun times. Reverse grid poll. I think we'll need to see the full reverse grid to be able to say who's going to win. But I think, remembering where people were last race, I'd say, for me at least, Bryson and Easterbeek looking pretty good for race 2.
Yeah. I think that'll be a 1-2 to be honest.
You think straight off or 1-2?
Yeah. In that order. But it depends what they what tyres they choose for. Choose if it's wet.
Yes. It's not to say that it will start
we can't
raining
tell
and then...
what's going to happen until the first lap is done, really.
And also, what's not to say that it will stop raining? If it does rain.
Yeah, we could have a dry race that turns into a wet race as well.
Who knows? The great thing is, nobody does, and that's why we commentate on these things. Because it's good fun. And Austria, give me a good idea of everything once again, but I must say, let's look at the whole not superficial, let's look at fate again, shall we? Oscar Hardwick won here and went on to win the championship. Do you think Strano has really got that much of a chance to stay in the championship hunt now? I know that Junt non-scored, but Torborg still scored 16 points. That's still going to keep him well ahead.
It's a possibility. It's not a high possibility, but it is a possibility. He might be driving more for the team's championship with Fran Lopez up there as well.
That's actually pretty interesting on the team's championship as well, because Smile would have only scored 16. Adonis only scored, let's see, 4 and 8. They would have only scored 12. Ice Cold would have scored... Wow, Ice Cold would have really scored well out of that round, wouldn't they? 25 and 11.
Right back up.
TMO only scored...
2 points.
8.
Enterprise had a good race.
Enterprise scored 20, so they're going to be catching up to the back of TMO. Mazurek fell down a bit. Midnight are probably going to pull clear of Mazurek, I'd say.
And Watt as well, although Siggy did a good job.
Siggy did do a good job. Cosmo, we expected them to fall down the order after this round anyway. And actually, to be fair, Aurora scored points as well. There's a chance that Aurora could re-overtake Cosmo. So Mr. Cameraman's going to be very happy
Our
with that.
factors stopped working.
Oh, you better get back in quickly.
It
Oh,
just
wow.
gone to race?
Yep, it's just gone to race, but the cars are flashing like mad. Oh, here we go, they're back. You might be able to rejoin as a spectator, Ben.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to be
Way
going
back.
solo, like Han. I did just pull a Star Wars joke, and Lewis is not impressed. I do apologise. It's bad for me as well, given that I'm James Kirk. No, I should be the Trekkie joke, shouldn't I? I'll just say some Klingon at the end of the broadcast. Anyway, it's a familiar face at the front of the reverse grid poll. It's Victor Silva, the Portuguese man. And behind him is Bart the Boss, P2 for triple 20. Simon Melhuish actually takes up his reverse grid position. That's crazy. He should have done it in Monaco when he had the chance for a brilliant result. He starts P3 anyway. Hey, there's a shout. Lewis Redshaw, P4. He could be in with a chance. And actually, on the dry tyres, there's Redshaw. Let me see. Is it raining? It is raining slightly, so Redshaw taking a bit of a risk here. Boy Bryson is P5 with Brute Heasterbeek P6. Lewis Travis is P7 and Morton Vernson also starting on the dry tyres is the Dane. So it'll be interesting to see where those him and Redshaw end up at the end of the race. Mike Bell is P9 with Sven de Vries P10. Jordan Weeks is P11 with Kevin Siggy P12. And then we begin our people with weight penalty. Fran Lopez is P13 with 9 kilograms. Matt Richards is P14 and on the dry tyres again, he's got 80 kilograms. Torborg is 15th with 27. Augustin Canapino is 16th with 36. Pardon me. And Eric Strana is at 17 with the full 45. Tommy Ayala's P18 for Aurora, with Paul Joseph P90 for TWR. Rounding out the top 20 is Measurix Riku Sarpia. We now have Paul Watkins, P21. Then we have Dimitri Demulmeister for Waters Automotive. He's on the dry tyres as well. Menno Klont, who is Silver's teammate, is P23 for Lusitania. We now have Ben Horrell, P24 for Drake. After such a good race, he lost it at the end. Then we have the two TTFs, you can't separate them, is Tyron Frith and Quinton Plain, P25 and P26. William Tringus is P27, and then we have two dry tyre runners in the form of Joshua Anderson for Cosmo and Ilya Bracalo for Triple 20. We have Alexander van der Walde, P30 for Cosmo, and then we have our two retirements from last race, both starting on the wet compound. It's Rasmus Salo and David Junt. Pavel Loknovsky opting to start at the back of the grid anyway. He's going on to the dry tyre.
Okay, I'm back in, but I don't know what tyre compounds everyone's in, so can you just run through all the dries?
So, Redshaw's on dries, Verneson's on dries, Richard's on dries, Demulmeister's on dries, Anderson and Bracalo on dries, and Loknovsky's on dries. And I see that Jordan Weeks is into the pit lane, interestingly. So the man who's starting P11, possibly in for a quick tyre compound change. Actually, Boyd Bryson's on the dries as well, so Boyd's come in as well. Interesting. So we have people changing onto the different compounds, thinking it's going to be doing them better. Let's see whether it does. We have the lights. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here in Austria for the second time. We're off and away, and it's a decent start by Silver. It's a decent start from De Vos, and it's a decent start from Meluish. Look at Meluish down the inside there as well, and I think someone's DNF'd already. It's
Simracing
TV. It's fine, don't worry. But here comes De Vos on the inside. Oh, Silver! They're all going wide, and who's that coming through the madness? It's Rude. He's making. Oh, no. It's all a bit crazy. Through the first few corners, but Simon Meluish from Motorsport Safety Foundation, he leads the race. But onto his back now is Rude Heasterbeek. We said he was going to be in with a chance to win this race, especially with Boyd Bryson out of it now. And he's up the inside of turn 2, and he's just about got it. But look, everyone else filtering through there. They're not all far behind. Here comes Rude Heasterbeek, though. He leads this race, but only just. They are side by side going through into what is turn 3. A double right-hand section here. Simon Meluish goes ahead. Can he take Rude Heasterbeek around the outside here? That'd be incredible. No, he can't. So Rude Heasterbeek then takes the lead of this race on lap 1 from Simon Meluish. It's then Lewis Redshaw. Morton Bernardson up to 4th. Great start from him. Bart DeVos P5. Sven de Vries P6. Then it's Victor Silva down to P7 already. Bell 8. Richards 9th. And Kevin Siggy rounds out the top 10.
Yep, Redshaw, Vernerson and Richards have all had good starts on the dry compound tyre.
So perhaps it was the tyre to start on, like literally start on. Here comes Redshaw though around the outside of the penultimate corner! Oh, what a lovely move that was from Lewis Redshaw. Coming into the car at late notice, but once again doing a stand-up job for the Midnight Boys. And look at Morton Vernerson there as well. Morton Vernerson, as people coming into the pits here. Mike Bell into the pits, and who else is that? Not Mike, it was someone else. Either way, they're coming in for dries. They think it's not going to last them the race potentially, and so Morton Vernerson actually takes Simon Meluish for P3. So a Drake once again in that podium space. We've seen him there a couple of times before. Meluish down to P4, De Vries up to P5, De Vos P6, Silver P7, Matt Richards P8. We're looking to take P7 from Silver, Siggy P9, and Canapino now into the top 10.
They're all going to change though if everyone's going to pit. It doesn't look like the rain's here at the moment, so it's just going to be a drying track. Heasterbeek's on the wets, I believe. So Redshaw and Vernerson. Vernerson's up there again in race 2.
Oh, and Weeks is out after changing tyre compound. Jordan Weeks is out for Torrance, so a real shame for the Englishman there.
People
and
in the pits are
Silver
just coming out now. Fran Lopez just leaving the pits now, and Tallberg. That's how long it takes to pit.
I'm surprised those two pitted onto the dry tyre as well. Well off the points as well.
See if it's the better option for them.
I'm wondering though, is it really that good an option though? Because I know for a fact that Matthew Allington seriously considered qualifying in some races, I think it was Monaco, on the wet tyre, because he said he was actually faster on it in the dry than he was in the wet.
I think they've changed the tyres since then.
You think? Oh, there we go. So it's not that bad. And I see Victor Silva being overtaken by Eric Strana, and it's Strana into the pits. They're both into the pits. So Strana, our race 1 winner, along with Victor Silva, our pole sitter, into the pits.
Redshaw's right on the back of
look at
East
Redshaw,
Beacon
yeah.
as well.
Is the dry tyre the right one to have started on? Potentially so. Lewis Redshaw. I said he might be a surprise winner if there ever was one. And look at this, he's going to be going for the lead, is Lewis Redshaw. He's only called in last minute for the midnight outfit. And into turn 2 we go, and he takes it. Oh, but is Rude Easterby going to get the cut back? I think he is. And yeah, Rude Easterby just about staying ahead. It is like a Super League battle in the Porsches, isn't it? Morten Bernerson there, another Super League driver, but not exactly catching up to the back of Easterbeek as Redshaw was going to turn 3. Bit of contact there between the two. And Easterbeek, it seems like he's holding on for dear life here rather than being confident. And yeah, look here, Lewis Redshaw on the inside of turn 5. Can he take him? Yes, he can. Rude Easterbeek, not much he could really do there. And the Englishman could be staring down the barrel of Midnight Motorsports' first win this season, can you believe? I mean, look at Morten Bernerson now, right on the back of Rude.
Yeah, I think everyone on wet should pit now. They're only going to go off very quickly. They look like they're on the pace, but in about 10 laps time, they'll be 5 seconds off. They just want to be on the quicker tyre as soon as possible now.
What if it rains more,
go round again? Well, I can't predict that. At this moment in time, I think that's the better option.
Yeah. Oh, actually, look at Kevin Siggy. Kevin Siggy just loses out P7 to P6. Sorry, to Augustin Canapino, and both of those guys on the wet tyres. Let's see. Matt Richards is on the dry tyres. Matt Richards doing the fastest lap of the race as well. Sorry. So dry tyres saying look like the option to go on now. But I'm just worried for the guys who jump the gun. Actually, look at David Junt. David Junt from the back of the field. He started on wet tyres. Why would he want to pit now? He's into P9.
Because everyone's going to overtake him. That's why.
Let's see. Salo's into the pits for dry tyres as well.
Anderson's in 17th on dry.
Yeah. Sorry. What happened to oh yeah, there's Siggy and Canapino. Sorry. So Siggy goes back through for P6. Looking up at the front. Oh, flashing. Bernerson was just trying to get. Was that Ilya Bricalo? Oh no, it's Tyron Frith. So Bernerson was trying to get past Frith, and you can see how much time that's lost him off the back of Easterbeek. But behind, oh Richards, yep, he's ahead of De Vries. Yep, so he's past De Vries and into P4 as Richards. This could be his best round yet. Right, and interesting news here. We've got Tallborg, who's currently down in P20, has done the fastest lap of the race by 0.7 of a second. That is absolutely huge. But he's in P20.
Interestingly, just behind that, 2 ice colds are battling.
Lopez and Strana, both on the dry tyre. And there's Melhuis as well, so Melhuis must have pitted as well. Meanwhile, up at the front, Rude still goes round again, but he's been overtaken by Bernerson now.
Yeah, Richards is catching up about a second on these guys a lap. So it's very possible of a midnight 1-2.
Yeah. It all depends on Bernerson really, doesn't it? And whether Rude pits, I guess. Yes, I think it's stopped raining completely now, hasn't it? I'm not seeing any rain on my screen. Little sprinkle. Little drops, but not much.
Redshaw's going offline on dry tyres, so I don't see...
Interesting. But we're 5 laps into this race now. Why would you pit? And yeah, Tallborg once again, fastest lap of the race. He's just flying through the order, is Tallborg. P19 now, but he really needs people to pit. Either that or he needs to catch up a hell of a lot, because he's 10 seconds away from the nearest guy now, which is Joshua Anderson in P18.
No, after 10 laps or so, I don't think these wet tyres will have any grip whatsoever. We saw it with on a wet track with Mike Bell, that they just run out, and now it's dry, they're going to wear more, they're going to overheat a lot.
Here's the thing though, we know they're going to wear, though, but surely is, the more they wear, I know it sounds like a stupid theoretical question, but the more they wear, the more they're going to turn into slick tyres, aren't they? I don't know. Either way, the likes of Easterbeek, who's now been overtaken by Richards, actually. Completely missed that. So Richards into P3. The two Adonises are staying out, as is Siggy, as is Canapino, as is DeVos and Yunt. But behind them, look at Bracalo! Bracalo on the inside of these two, he's going to take both of them!
He's on the dry tyres, isn't he?
He's on the dry tyres, yeah. So Bracalo through into P8. And it's not often that we see the two triple 20s in the top 10 here in WSS, but Bracalo staring down the barrel of a top 10 finish here. Here comes David Junt up the inside. Nothing he can do though, no grip at all.
Another person to look out for is Boyd Bryson in 17th. He pitted at the start of the race and he's only half a minute off the leaders. He's about 15 seconds ahead of Tulberg as well. He's about on the same pace.
Fran Lopez fastest lap.
And pulling away from his teammate Eric Strana as well. Who has
but they're not in the points though, that's the thing. I'd argue, that's the one reason why I'd argue as to why on earth they're pitting anyway. I know that the wet tyres are going to be getting worse and worse. But okay, let's look at it this way. P15 is Menno Klont. He is currently 29 seconds off the lead. Torborg, however, is a further 15 seconds off the lead. Is he really going to gain 15 seconds in 11 laps? Not even that, 9 laps.
He's that much quicker than that. About 3 seconds
Meanwhile,
quick.
Sorry, P2, Morten Berneson. We thought this might happen. Matt Richards right on the back of him. And Midnight Motorsport. They've been struggling all season, but they could have called a strategic masterclass here if they called it right. Matt, here we go, going up into turn 2, and he has it. So it's a Midnight Motorsport 1-2. Lewis Redshaw leading Matt Richards.
Just saw some more rain.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether it will rain a bit more. And whether this might come back to the wet tyre people, we're not too sure. But both of those guys won't have a weight no either. So Morten Berneson then into P3. Still a fantastic job from the Danes so far. Ruud Heesterbeek and Sven de Vries, I think they're going to have to bear this one out, aren't they? Oh, Bracalo!
Bracalo's gone.
Oh, what happened to Bracalo? He was looking so good. Let's have a look here.
A disconnection.
Oh, it was a disconnection. Oh, Bracalo. What a shame. A disconnection for Bracalo. And so that means that David Junt back up into P8. Bart the Boss into P9. And Tommy Oyala in the top 10. He's having a laugh, isn't he? But he's on wet tyres though, and behind him he's got Pavel Loknovsky and Menno Klont. He's got Loknovsky about 2 seconds behind. Klont a further 8 seconds behind. But as I say, dry tyres, they could catch up. And wow, Loknovsky could actually be looking at a top 10 for Woods. Which, considering their misfortunes this season, could be a huge, huge result for the team.
Plane's up to 13th place. 14th now, as Bryson gets past.
Quinton Plane, yeah, gosh. He's on the wet tyres though. And actually, look at this now. Jesper Torborg up to 16th.
Yeah, and Demuli Meester, I think he's on dries.
Demuli is on dries,
in the points as well.
Yep. So someone's dried.
2 ice colds get past Josh Anderson.
And actually, I look here for the battle for 10th position here. Tommy Oyala and Pavel Loknovsky. Wow, Loknovsky closed up 2 seconds in the space of 2 corners. It must have been great speed from the Estonian. And can he do Oyala around the outside of turn 2? I think he can. And he has. Well, has he? No, Oyala's still there, isn't he? It's all going to be about straight line speed going down into turn 3, but I think Loknovsky surely has this. He's on the dry tyres. And indeed, around the outside of turn 3, Loknovsky has him. So Loknovsky into P10. And there's plenty more wet runners up the road.
The outside for the next corner.
Yeah, nothing doing though. Nothing doing. Or is there? Say things too soon. Recess.
2 Edmus are very close now. Reese is catching Heesterbeek.
Both of them without weight. And actually, this would be a pretty solid
made
round.
A mistake this lap.
Yeah, must have been surely. He's 7 seconds off Berneson. Both of them on the wet tyre.
He hasn't made a mistake at all. That's just the pace of the wet tyre compared to the dry.
Well, no, they're both on wet tyres. That's the thing.
Yeah, I meant to.
Berneson. Yeah. Good point. And behind him, there's a bit of flashing there, I think, potentially.
Horrell's being lapped by Siggy.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's worth saying. Let's see, we're on lap 9 of 15, so over halfway through this race, still the Midnight's lead, and actually Lewis Redshaw pulling away from Matt Richards as it happens. So Redshaw could be staring at a Midnight win, which would be
One thing
huge
to
for
look
him.
out for is Loknowski is 15 seconds behind Heasterbeek. That would be a good one.
Yeah,
Time
seeing
to
how
look.
far he can go. Because he's the next highest man in comparison. I mean, now, there is no point in going on to the dries. There really is not. You wouldn't gain anything from it, I don't think.
No, you've already made your decision. Now you're committed.
Oh, and there goes a Cosmo Watersport flying off the road. Yep, Loknowski already closing up onto the back of the boss, so I think a P9, possibly P8 is possible for the Estonian. Then we've got Ayala P11, Klomp P12, Bryson P13, Plain P14 for TTF. Huge result for them if he stays there. Demurmeister P15, the look at Jesper Tolborg just behind. I don't think him changing onto the dry tyre has paid off, really.
Still got a long way to go.
We've still got 5 laps to go after this lap. 6 laps to go, sorry. And actually, just saying that, he goes into P15. So he's into the point. But just how many points he'll get from this race is debatable. Behind Demurmeister's then Lopez, and then we've got Strana there, P18, Melius P19, and Anderson P20. All of them on the dry tyres. But just how close they're going to get is, you know, as I say, it's debatable still. It's debatable.
I still think that the wet tyres are going to completely go off the cliff.
And so you think they're just going to complete... Well, I'm not sure. There's still dribbling a little bit. Just a little bit.
Is what
Maybe.
made our decision tonight to see on Monday.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. We'll wait and see. Meanwhile, yep, Jesper Tolborg just passing Quinton Plain for 14th place now, and so that's 2 points for Tolborg on the board. And almost rear-ending Plain's teammate Tyron Free. Can you believe how Quinton Plain's about to lap his teammate Tyron Free? That's pretty big, and surprisingly, we've still only had 2 retirements this race. Really low attrition for this round as it happens.
And both of them are disconnections as well.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy times, crazy times. But now the big gap is there to traverse the Tolborg. He's got another... Quick maths, James. 7 seconds to Bryson.
Heasterbeek is just on his fastest lap of the race.
As I
They're
say,
still
I think the
strong.
wet tyres are going to come back to him, surely.
Completely dry now. We'll see.
We will see,
Well,
won't
I
we?
can say.
Well, oh, Heasterbeek goes wide, though. Straight off. And through goes De Vries, surely? Nope. Oh, now he is. Right, so De Vries is now into 4th then in the Adonis battle. Heasterbeek down to 5th. Heasterbeek and, Sikin Canapino with that then there. And then, Pavel Loknowski has overtaken David Junt. And I'm just seeing here, David Junt, oh, look how far offline he's going. And is that Ben Horrell trying to unlap himself? It is.
He's been there a while, hasn't he?
Yeah. And I think Canapino and Yunti are going to fall prey to Loknowski. It's lap 11 of 15, plenty of time. But that said, Yunt and Canapino can still fight for position. They are allowed to. And so it's all about car control, isn't it? Just how well they can get around this corner, accounting for the understeer. I don't really think that Loknowski can try and attack the likes of Heasterbeek, though.
Fran Lopez is into the points now. He's just got past Quentin.
Yep. And I noticed that
Strano's
Bryson's got past Ayala as well. So he's into 12th. Still lots to go on. I think, unless someone else has a disconnection up front or makes some huge mistake, those top 3 are now secure. Redshaw,
Yes.
Richards... It's either going to be Redshaw or Richards winning. And Bernison, I think, is pretty safe in 3rd, making it Drake's 2nd podium of the year.
Richards has only caught 4 attempts over the past 5 laps. I don't see him
Yeah.
catching Redshaw.
No. Then you got the 2 Adonises, or Adonai, even, if you want to go plural. It doesn't matter which way they're going to come. It's just, you know, they're going to be scoring the same amount of points for the team anyway, which would be a huge boost to them. Torborg again takes the fastest lap. Fran beats it. But but both of them separated by 4 seconds, and I'm not sure whether Fran can catch Torborg at the rate he's going.
3 seconds quicker than the Vries. He's been re-caught by Heath though.
But they're too far back. That's the problem. Too far back. And looking at it here, is it me or is David Junt catching Canapino?
Yes.
I think he is.
Pino's had a few slow laps.
Yeah.
Back on the pace, just a few mistakes.
Lap 12 of 15 here. And although the top 6, I would say, is pretty secure, the battle below that certainly is not. Canapino starting to lose a lot of speed now, especially with his 36 kilograms of weight penalty on there as well. David Junt completely free. And Loknovski's on the dry tyres, the right tyres. Look at Menno Klont there as well. Very close behind Loknovski. So those two could be looking for a potential P7 and P8 if they're up for the task of trying to take Canapino and Junt. Oh, here we go. Bryson into P11. Because someone's pitted, potentially. Who's pitted?
No, he's been there the whole time.
No, he was P12, Bryson.
He's got past Bart de Vos. Ayala's dropped down a bit as well.
It must have been Ayala then. Ayala must have had a problem. Because he was ahead of Bryson.
Bryson's on the dries, isn't he?
Yes.
Torborg's only 5 seconds.
Yeah, Torborg's into 13th though. Yeah, so it must have been Ayala falling down to 14th, mustn't it?
Ed and I are going to start battling soon. Unless they are just trying to save tyres.
I think that Sven would let Ruud finish ahead of him anyway, because Ruud's the one in the championship battle.
Save Sven's out of it though.
Oh, David Junt! What's happened to Junt? Oh, I think he went wide at turn 3. Indeed he did. Junt went wide and he let both Klont and Loknovski through. And this is going to be a good recovery drive for those two. Next up on the list is Canapino. But we've only got 3 laps to do in, and actually no, 3 laps, that's enough. 3, lap 14 and 15, what am I talking about? 2 laps to do it. I still think that's enough though, because Canapino is stupidly slow now. So it looks like a P7 for Woods and a P8 for Lusitania. Good results for them. Of course, they have to get past Canapino.
Race 2 top 10.
Yeah.
Fairly consistent now.
And it's strange that it's Klontz who's there as well. He started outside the top 20.
Silver pitted.
Yeah, Silver pitted.
Done in 21st.
Behind Rasmus Sala. So a fall from grace from Victor Silva, unfortunately.
They're just thinking about the team's championship here. Edenis is going to be right back in it now.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, but here comes Menno and Pavel Loknovski. And Menno actually takes Pavel Loknovski into turn 2. They are right on the back of Canapino, though. And I fear that Canapino's going to have to settle for P9
Bryson
here.
On Junt in the background as well.
Wow, Bryson caught up that much. Wow. Bryson staring at a top 10 here. Great recovery. Into turn 3 for the battle ahead, though. And Canapino, oh, he is struggling. Desperately slow through turn 3. And here comes Menno Klont. Menno Klont around the outside of turn 5. Surely he's got him. Surely he's got him. And yet Menno Klont then into P7. Great move from the Dutchman. And I fear that Loknovski is going to be getting past Canapino soon as well. As I say,
can catch Siggy as well.
Yeah, potentially. Potentially. Though Siggy's a couple of seconds up the road. And here goes Loknovski, sorry. Loknovski into the penultimate corner. And yet that's P8 for Loknovski. So Canapino down to P9. And yet David Junt. Oh, David! Bryson is through, or is he? Is he going to go wide? No, he isn't. He's got the grip, hasn't he? And so Boyd Bryson then into the top 10.
In the background, yeah.
And yes, but Torborg's there as well, so Torborg might very well overtake his teammate. Fran Lopez into P13, Bart de Vos P14, Eric Strana into the points as well in P15, so Tommy Oyala is out of them, unfortunately.
Klont's already caught Siggy. 3 seconds gone in the sector.
It is now absolutely not raining, and I think Klont is going to be into P6 around the outside of turn 2! Oh, lovely move from Menno Klont. Masterful stuff from the Dutchman. I think that Loknovski will take as well. Boyd Bryson into... Yep, yes, but Torborg takes David Junt. for P11. They're thinking about the championship as well, but let's go back to the leader now. After overtaking previous race leader Ruud Easterbeek and Morten Bernardsen, Lewis Redshaw has been there at the front. He was called in on a last minute's notice, but Redshaw takes the win here for Midnight, and not only is it going to be a win, but a 1-2 Midnight, looking like their old championship selves. Great race for them. Morten Bernardsen takes yet another podium for Drake Racing. Excellent round for the Dane. Then far behind them come the Adonai of Ruud Easterbeek and Sven de Vries. They switch positions.
3 seconds already this lap.
Yeah, once before.
Now.
They are going to finish P4 and 5, but it was a struggle all the way to the end for Easterbeek, who finishes P4. And de Vries, who finishes P5.
That's how close Klomp was.
Yeah, Menno Klomp. What a great recovery drive. P24 to P6. Hit it at the right time, or started it on the right tyre.
Bryson right at the end.
Oh gosh, yeah. So Pavel Loknowski P7, Kevin Siggy P8, Augustin Canapino P9. Jesper Torborg does get back into the top 10, so perhaps his gamble to go into the dries did pay off. Boy Bryson P11, Fran Lopez P12, Eric Strana P13 in the end. What on earth happened there? Bart DeVos P14, Tommy Oyala P15 taking the final point. And unfortunately, Simon Mulhewish, who started P3, coming home just outside, which is a real shame for him. But there you go. Great round for Midnight in the end. That's going to be 45 points there and there. Great result for them.
Yep. Well called on the strategy as well, James. Give it to you on that.
Yeah, thank you. Give me all the credit. I deserve that. Where did Junt finish? 24th!
He must have got a puncher.
Oh no, David!
He's
Oh, David!
not the best round for... He's no longer the championship leader, but...
Non-score for David Junt. That is huge. Absolutely huge. No score for Bell there. Let's see, De Vries got P5. Plus 3. Canapino plus 7. Weeks didn't score. So that means Easterbeek got 17. So that means that our new championship leader is Jesper Torborg.
Yeah.
On 103 points. Provisionally, of course.
Provisionally? I haven't seen... Must be said, the driving standards were a lot better today.
It was a lot better. I do agree. Yep. Okay, so let me just get some interviewee people in. Top 3 from both races, hopefully. See if anyone wants to be interviewed anyway. Some people don't ever want to be interviewed. Which is sad, because we like them. Can we drag Lewis Redshaw in here? Does Lewis Redshaw want? Surely we have to get them in. Ah. Right, here we go. So Eric Strana, let's bring him in. He says that he's back in 1 minute. So let's actually talk about that race then. I'm not sure whether we can call it a midnight comeback, Ben, but those 45 points are going to be crucial.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of motivation as well. The team seeing that they're going to be back in the championship. Maybe not for the win, but for like 3rd place, I think they've got a chance.
Definitely going to overtake Enterprise, I think, here.
Yeah, and probably not Ice Cold.
Not Ice Cold. Potentially Torrance as well, actually, looking at it. Because Torrance only scored 9 points, sorry.
Yeah, they're past Torrent.
So
they had a good race jump. Yeah, Richards came 4th. Richards got the most points out of this.
Great round for him.
Where was he in the championship? Was he... He only joined halfway through the season, though. Okay, only after 1 round, so missed 1 round.
Right, we can now talk to race winner of race 2. Lewis Redshaw called it at the last minute, and then your team only go and score a 1-2 in race 2. We figured it out. You're now into P4 in the championship after that fantastic race 2. Do you think this is the start of the midnight comeback, or do you think it was just one of those races which just went brilliantly well for you, and we're probably going to be expecting a bit less for the future rounds?
Hard to say, really. I don't know what the driver situation still is with this team. I don't know who's going to be doing the next round, for example. Like you say, I stepped in last minute. I was supposed to be doing the cameras for the broadcast. So, yeah, his first WSS win this year, so that's not too bad. But like I said, I really don't know what we can expect more, but we needed a boost in the championship, and we certainly got that as well, so that's always good.
It was a brilliant race for both you and Matt Richards. In fact, Matt Richards had a fantastic round overall, scoring P4 in race 1 as well. What's the sort of mood in the Midnight Camp been so far this season, though? I guess with Torrent Motorsports, it's expected of them to be a bit off the pace after they won in 2012, because they're coming back after a year out, but this must have been a pretty hard first half of the year for Midnight, especially considering the runaway success of 2013, because you absolutely dominated that team's championship.
Yeah, they did. I mean, this was only my second WSS round, so I haven't been involved too much with the WSS side of it, but I see it obviously in the chat that we've got. So I know that Parker and Alex have both sort of been struggling and not been entirely happy. So it's a massive boost for everyone, and hopefully, maybe I don't know what Matt's planning to do for the rest of the year, but if I can, maybe I'll move into this seat and we'll try and get more results. But we haven't got the pace of the others. That was clearly evident from qualifying, although I only just started testing with about 5 minutes to an hour to go or something before qualifying. So, but you never know. We'll give it a go and see what we can get.
A win's a win. I'd love one
Indeed.
myself. And there you go. Great result all round. Let's actually talk to your teammate then for this round, Matt Richards. What are your future plans? Are you staying for the rest of the season?
Hopefully, unless I'm forced out of the seat.
Well, after today's round, I don't think there's any need to force you out the seat. P4 and P2, you were the highest scoring driver from this round, and it couldn't really have come at a better time. We're halfway through the season now. Is now the time to rally the troops and start moving on the way up? I'm not sure whether you're going to be catching the likes of Smile or Adonis Engineering, but perhaps that's different from your viewpoint. Are you still aiming for the championship as a team?
I believe so. There's no reason to not push for it. I mean, we're still in with a chance as far as I know, so why not? Hopefully we can carry the form forwards if Parker comes back or Lewis stays, I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty good.
And we're looking to the next half of the season now. We have our summer break as well. What's the main message you want to tell yourself and tell the team? Because obviously it's been a difficult first half of the year, very similar in a sense to Simcraft, but they've seemed to rise back up into the scene of things. Is there a certain way you're going to be going about things? Are you going to be staying the same, or what sort of mindset are you going to be in personally to take forward with yourself?
Personally, I'm just going to be pushing a little bit more than I have been recently, because I haven't been putting as much practice as I could do for the series. So I'm going to try and start pushing myself a little bit more and see if I can get the highest scoring out of each round towards the rest of the season as well.
I think that's a very fair admission, and good luck to both of you anyway. Whoever is in the seat at Midnight, I'm sure it's going to be a good choice, and we'll look forward to seeing whether you can rise back up the order and potentially even take part in the championship title race near the end. Let's also talk to our race 1 winner, Eric Strana. You got the win taken away from you in race 1 of Canada, and indeed you lost a lot of points in race 2 at Canada. Great way to come back though, wasn't it? P13 in race 2, not too bad considering that you pitted as well, but the win as well after fending off Torborg and Canapino for pretty much the entire race. It was a good achievement for you.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I tested a bit with the wets at Canada before, and I knew what to expect, sort of. So I kind of knew what I had to do going into the race to know how to actually make sure that I had rubber left on them in the end. So that's what I did. I had an awesome fight with Jasper and Augustin, unlike at Canada, as is probably clear. Kudos to both Augustin and Jasper. That was a lot of fun. And then race 2 started on wets, which I really should have started on dries. Me and Fran were talking a lot before the race what to do, and I was maybe a bit too stubborn and convinced him to start on wets. So that one's on me. So yeah, should have started on dries, didn't. So I guess P13 is not too bad. I would have, if the race would have been a couple more laps, just a few laps longer, we probably would have got into the top 10. But hey, it is what it is.
Missed opportunities. At least you didn't crash out from the lead of a race.
Yes,
That's unlike somebody. But actually, let's look at the title race itself. You were very much one of the 3 teams at the top going into this round, along with Smile, Power Racing, and Adonis Engineering. Smile, in comparison to you and Adonis, didn't really score that well. And behind you, you've now got Midnight, who have scored a 1-2. And I believe that's the first 1-2 of a team this season. So where are you looking for your challenges in terms of the team's title? And indeed, what are, do you still, I think you said you didn't really have any aspirations for yourself or the team even, but, you're still there in a title fight, whether you like it or not. And, you can't be adamant forever that, we really don't mind. There's a title here to be won, and I'm pretty sure that you'd like Ice Cold to win it, surely.
Yes, I mean, obviously I want to win. I was being realistic before and saying that if, I'm not even sure what we're doing for the rest of the season, to be honest. I don't even know how many rounds there are. Let's just put it that. That just shows kind of Ice Cold.
Well, how about this? We're halfway through the season.
Okay,
there's 5 more.
Simple math. Okay, thank you. But that kind of shows how well we've been focusing on this. But anyway, away from our organization and our team manager disappearing, we've been. I mean, I'm just gonna do what I usually do. And I mean, Smile and whoever you said,
Adonis.
Adonis.
You don't know the teams?
No, I don't. Seriously.
That's excellent.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean. They're still good. They're at the top of the 1-2 in the teams for a reason, obviously. And then, Matt helped. Everyone's coming up closer, and if we keep doing things like we did in race 2 now, we're not going to be up there very far. So we have very long. So we're gonna have to step up our game and try to get Fran without messing up in qualifying, and But all in all, we're. I'm more focused on it now than I have been before, because now I kind of see the chance that there is. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Eric, and well done on your win. It's interesting coming away from this halfway through your season, and suddenly people think, oh, wait, we can actually do well in this. Let's focus a bit more. And that's where, everyone just seems to, come together and focus their efforts. At the same time, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some outfits which are like, we should refocus our efforts on other series. We're not doing very well here, but to me, at least, it's very clear who the top guys are and who's going to be fighting for the drivers and who the top teams are and who's going to be fighting for the teams. What's still to be seen is if anyone else can join them, Ben. If he's still there. Or not. Maybe not. Well, while Ben's gone, I guess it leaves me to say thank you very much for watching this pre-recorded broadcast. We apologise it's not live, but things happened. Huge shout out to Lewis McGlade, came in at the last moment to do cameras for Lewis Redshaw, who was coming in at the last moment to do midnight driving. He's been scurrying around trying to get everything sorted, so huge shout out to him, even though he was very cheeky throughout the entire thing. Huge thank you to Ben Hackeson once again for joining me in the comms block. It's always good to have someone to talk to, as opposed to the first quarter of the season where I had no one to talk to. In 2 weeks' time, we're heading to Britain, and I'm not sure whether we're running the short version that we did last year or whether we're running the long version. I guess it'll be a surprise, won't it? Next week, it's the Career Ladder once again, Formula Challenge on the Tuesday, Super Cup on the Wednesday, and Super League on the Thursday before we head on to the Monday after for the ITC. And then the Wednesday after that, we're back with the World Sports Series. Make sure to watch all of them. They're really good, fun. And from all of us here, it's a very warm goodbye.